Hey you guys, Beth Brutality here, and I feel like I need a big old set of nerdy glasses because we're about to get real nerdy for a minute. These are my notes, so you're going to see me looking at them to make sure I don't forget anything, because we are going to talk about something super duper important. I just recently posted in all the makeup groups I'm in, hey, friendly reminder, your sunscreen from last year is probably expired, so go get new stuff. Somebody asked a few questions, and they were kind of like, you know, I don't know about this, and somebody else was like, I don't know about this, in another group. So I just asked, I was like, hey, should I do a sunscreen video? And they said yes. So we're going to do a video about sunscreen and sun protection, basically, because everyone should be wearing sunscreen. Everyone. It's not just for your kids. It's not just for, like, your grandma. It's not just, like, for when you go to the beach. You should be wearing sunscreen every single day. In the job that I work in the field I work in, when you see someone who has really, really good skin, dog's right here, I'm sure you can hear him. We just came back from a walk, so he's panting. So whenever I see someone who has really young, healthy looking skin, you know, or the people who are like, oh yeah, I'm 43, and you're like, no way. Whenever you ask them, like, hey, what have you been doing all these years? They're going to tell you two things. One, I watched what I ate, and two, I stayed out of the sun. A lot of us can't just stay out of the sun. It doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, you know, we gotta leave our house sooner or later. And a lot of the times we're getting sun exposure we don't even realize, because every time you step out of your house, you're getting sun exposure. Even if it's only for minutes at a time, you're getting it. If you ride in a car to work, that's time that you're in the sun that you probably don't even realize. A lot of people get burnt, you know, on just the left half of their body from driving. You see this? This is what I'm dealing with. There's some Megatron for you guys. He's being silly. Okay, so, go lay down. Go on. Go lay down. So, we're just going to go over these notes real quick. I tried to do them in an order that made sense. First and foremost, like I said, everyone needs sunscreen. Fortunately, if you are a woman and you're watching this, there's a very good chance you're getting a little bit of sunscreen here and there, because sunscreen is actually kind of hidden in a couple of different products. So, sunscreen is necessary because of UV rays. UV rays. Yeah, no, it's not that mystical of a thing. UV rays come from the sun. They penetrate the ozone. They come down. They hit our skin. They do bad things to our skin. Yes, a little bit of sunlight is a good thing. You're going to generate vitamin D, blah, blah, blah. But that's a minimal amount. Like, literally 15 minutes of sun a day and you get your vitamin D. Like, it's not one of these things where you need to be outside baking like a potato. Those of you who are alive in the 80s know what I'm talking about. Greasing yourself up with baby oil and laying on a bed of tin foil? No. That's really bad. So there are three types of UV rays: UVA, UVB, and UVC. UVA are the ones that make you look old. UVB are the ones that give you a sunburn. And UVC rays are pretty rare. They're typically filtered out by the ozone and everything. I don't think you really need to worry about them in the U.S. very much. Other parts of the world, yes. But we're pretty lucky for the most part in the U.S. that we don't see a ton of UVC exposure. However, it's still there and it causes cancer, so UVC is not to be played with. So 94% of the UV rays are UVA though, and UVA are the ones that make you look old, so that sucks. There are two different kinds of sunscreens, both chemical and physical. You're going to find these in different products, both like liquids and lotions, and also in powder form. Powder form SPFs are physical only. So a lot of times when people say that they're sensitive to a sunscreen, like they're allergic or something, chances are they're only allergic to one type or the other. It's very rare that you're going to be allergic to both kinds of sunscreen. So if you know that you've had an allergy to one, try to look and see what the ingredients are and identify if they're a physical or chemical sunscreen, and then you can go from there and find something that's going to work for you. Because you need sunscreen. Like, everybody needs sunscreen. So if you're not sure and you've had a reaction and you want to ask me, I can probably tell you if it's physical or chemical. I am by no means a doctor. I'm not a dermatologist. That would be your best bet. Go to a dermatologist. Can you see that my skin is clearing up? I'm so excited right now. I'm sorry. I just caught a glance at myself, and after having that crazy rash all over my face, I'm so excited right now. But your best bet is, if you really need skin advice, go to a dermatologist. It's their job. It's what they do. Hopefully your insurance covers dermatology. If not, Google it, I guess. It's not the same as a doctor, but it's a start. So about the two different forms, there's chemical and physical. Chemical works by soaking into the skin and creating a barrier there. If you're using chemical sunscreens, you need to make sure you put them on before your moisturizer. So that's going to create a problem later. But right now, those are super duper effective. You want to put them on 30 minutes before you go in the sun. Like I said, you want to put those on after you cleanse your face in the morning, after you put on whatever treatments you're wearing. You want to put on your sunscreen and then put on your moisturizer, because it's really, really important that your sunscreen soak down into your skin. Otherwise, it's not going to give you full coverage. So, if you're using a physical sunscreen, however, these also come in lotion form, so you need to know which kind you're using. You use that after your moisturizer, because you want to put on your moisturizer first and then your physical sunscreen over top of that. Because once you have your physical sunscreen on, you don't want to be messing with it too much. Powder foundation, or powder sunscreens are always going to be physical sunscreens. The reason why those rock, you're supposed to touch up your sunscreen every 2 hours if you're outside. Like, say you're outside for work 9 to 5. I don't know what job that would be. Construction work, maybe? I don't know. I sound so stupid. Construction work? So every 2 hours, you're going to need to touch that up. Chances are, if you have on makeup, you can't really just keep slathering more sunscreen on. So that's where sunscreen powders are super duper helpful. However, you have to use them correctly. Any sunscreen you're using a tablespoon for the face and an ounce for the body. So if you have like a 10-ounce bottle of sunscreen, you should be going through that in about a week, honestly. Maybe a little longer. Important things about all the stupid little words on the bottle that if you don't understand them, it doesn't do you any good to know what you're buying. SPF is your sun protection factor, and it has to do with how long you can be out in the sun. The higher is the better. However, if it's, I believe it's like SPF 50 or above is pointless, because you have to reapply every 2 hours no matter what. So I think it's SPF 50 and above, but I'm not 100% certain about that. If you ever need to know, American Cancer Society, they have all this information. Yeah, so I'll link out to them below, because I don't remember which one it is right now, and I'm not going to try to go look it up while recording this. So that is not a cumulative number. So say you have SPF 15 in your face lotion, and SPF 7 in your foundation, and SPF 30 in your, moisturizer. Did I already say foundation? I don't know, whatever. Those numbers don't add up. The highest one is the most protection you get. So your SPF 30 that was in the last one is the highest amount of SPF you're getting. 30 is not bad though. 30 is a good number, so if you can work in some SPF 30, that's great. Like NARS Primer has SPF 30, maybe 27. I might be wrong. Regardless, my dog is eating something. Hold on. Sorry, he had his tennis ball and he's chewed it into a million little pieces and he's throwing it around. I didn't know what it was. So those are not cumulative numbers. They don't add up. The highest number that you put on is the highest amount of protection you have on. And then sometimes on the bottle, you're also going to see something that says like PA plus or PA plus plus, or if it's the best, PA plus plus plus. What that is a rating system to say how effective that SPF factor is for the full amount of time that it's promised. It's an expensive rating to do, which is why you're not going to see it on a lot of brands. But on the flip side, you're going to see it on brands like NARS and Benefit and Shiseido and most of the bigger skincare lines, because it's important. Knowing that something is, rated is a big deal, because it's saying, hey, not only are we claiming to have this SPF, we've actually been tested for it, and you can buy this knowing that it's really working for whatever SPF rating we say it is. Triple plus is the best PA rating. You're going to see that in products like Shiseido. I believe NARS has both double and triple rated, or triple plus products. I keep saying triple rated. Like, again, a lot of big skincare lines are going to have it. So just look around. Even Benefit, their new foundation, the Forever Flawless, or Hello Flawless, that's it, sorry. Forever Flawless is Dior. Hello Flawless is from Benefit, and I believe it is double PA, double plus PA. So, that's really good. Again though, if you put those on in the morning, you don't have to reapply every 2 hours if you're inside, but before you go outside and, make your commute home, if you're going to be in your car for 45 minutes, you need to touch up your SPF. So that's why it's a really good idea to get like an SPF powder. You can just throw that on, go get in the car, and go home. SPF powders are amazing. They weren't available previously either, so it's really, really exciting that they exist now because, previously to properly take care of your skin, you would have had to take off all of your makeup, redo your whole face. No one wants to do that. So they're really, really, it's awesome that they're available. Bare Escentuals has one. Their Mineral Veil with the SPF, it's Mineral Veil Original with SPF, is an SPF of 25, I believe. Thomas Roth has one. Thomas Roth is amazing, by the way. Pretty sure his whole line's vegan. I gotta look into that. I don't remember. So with reapplying every 2 hours, it's awesome to have a powder. It's also awesome because if you go swimming, if you sweat profusely, like you go running or something and you're just pouring sweat, towel off. Anytime you towel off, anytime you get wet, anything like that, every 2 hours, whichever comes first, reapply your sunscreen. So if you're going to the beach, you should be putting it on quite a bit. So sometimes you might see a bit of a whitish cast on your skin. That is because whatever you're using has a physical sunscreen. A lot of deeper complexions are going to see that and it's going to be a problem. Or you're going to see that a lot in photos. You don't want that. So make sure you're using a chemical sunscreen in that case. And also if you're going to be doing photos, don't put on a physical sunscreen, including powders. Just try not to be out in the sun for more than 2 hours. That's pretty much it. The end of my notes here are broad spectrum is a good idea. So you want a sunscreen that says it's good for UVA and UVB, or it says, either specifically that or broad spectrum, something like that. Just saying that it's covering all of your UV rays, because you don't want something that only protects against one thing, and maybe you're unprotected against aging, or you're unprotected against getting burnt. Most sunscreens, even cheap ones, are going to protect against UVB rays, but like I said before, 94% of UV rays are UVA, so that's not good. And most importantly, if you can stay out of the sun from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., that's great. Those are the most harmful rays, most intense rays. Intense. You like that? Intense face. Okay. It's camping. So, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. are the worst rays of the day. If you can avoid being out in those, that's really, really helpful. Honestly, if you're going to be out in those, you're going to need the highest SPF rating you can get. You might want to apply more than every 2 hours. You might want to put on multiple kinds of sunscreens just to make sure you're covering all your bases. Put on a chemical sunscreen, put on your moisturizer, then put on a physical, like powder sunscreen before you go outside. Just take care of your skin, honestly, because it's like my friend Becky literally just said, it's your largest organ. Like, it's really, really important. It holds all your insides in. It's your barrier between everything that is inside of your body and the outside world. It's what takes care of you and keeps you together and looks good, honestly. This is the ball. You like that? This is what I couldn't figure out what he was eating. So yeah, hopefully that is helpful about sunscreen. It's just really, really important, and it's starting to get nice out, and you guys are going to be outside, and I really, really worry because I like all of you, and I don't want anything bad to happen to you. You don't need melanoma when you're freaking 20. Like, don't go tanning. Please don't go tanning. I can't say it enough. I've gone tanning before. Like, I know it's nice, and I know it feels good, and I know it's awesome to be tan, but you know what? Being tan is your body's panic system for protecting what's underneath your skin. When you have a tan is your body trying to protect itself, so that's not a good thing. Just embrace the fact that pale is beautiful. I'm pale. I deal with it. I'm okay with it. Just don't go tanning. Use a sunless tanner. If you really want to look tan, that's fine. Use a sunless tanner. Or do red light therapy if you're more looking for the benefits of the sun exposure. If you don't want the danger, you know, depending on, like, you can even join a gym that has red light therapy, like Planet Fitness, super pumped. They have red light therapy beds, so pumped. Or DermaDoctor has out this awesome new product. I'm so excited about it. It is a sunscreen that also converts sun exposure. I don't know the science behind it, but it converts sun exposure into red light therapy to help with like vitamin D and like all the stuff that makes you happy from sunlight. So that is amazing. Like, that is a huge deal, and it's something new that I think they just came out with this year. Like, I just saw it for the first time like 2 weeks ago, and I'm so excited about it. Like, it's the coolest thing I've ever heard of in my life, because it's still giving you sunblock. I believe it is SPF 30. And then it's also converting whatever it is letting through, again, I don't understand the science behind it, into red light therapy. So that is so cool. I'll link out to that below as well, because that is amazing. When I saw that, I was like, I would like 15 bottles of that, please. Ring it up. I'll take that. Yeah. Okay. So, everything that I just talked about in this video, I will try to remember to link out to all of it below. When in doubt, go into a local beauty store and be like, hey, I need some good sunscreen. Look for a high SPF and look for a triple+ rating. If you have both of those things, you should be safe. Shiseido is always a popular choice, but they do test on animals. Sadly, that's also why I'm not comfortable recommending Bare Escentuals, because Bare Escentuals is owned by Shiseido, who tests on animals. Philosophy has sunscreens. I recommend Philosophy. Almost all of their products are vegan. The ones that aren't vegan are listed in their on their frequently asked questions, or FAQ, on their website. So if you're not sure about a product, you can check on there, and it'll tell you whether or not it's vegan. Trying to think of who else. Those are I said I gotta check into Peter Thomas Roth. I think they're cruelty free, and I think they're also vegan. I need to check though, because I don't remember. So yeah, there are options. There are lots of options, because sunscreens are pretty much all chemical, even physical ones. It's all stuff that like doesn't come from animals. So it's not hard to find good sunscreen. A lot of your primers are gonna have it in it. Just keep yourself safe, please. Please take care of your skin. It'll keep you looking pretty, and it also will keep you from getting cancer and getting burnt and feeling awful. So, nobody wants to be a lobster. Well, lobsters are cool. I want to be a rock lobster. If I could put the song and not have YouTube after me, it would come in like right here, and I would just do a dumb dance. But that is all I'm going to say about sunscreen. I hope this was helpful to some of you guys. Hopefully this answered some questions. If you have any other questions, please put them below. Or if I said something wrong, which is always quite possible, because it is the middle of the night right now and I'm just trying to think about everything at once, feel free to comment below. I will annotate and fix what I said. And hopefully this helps. So go get yourself some sunscreen. And if you would like me to recommend particular products, I am certainly happy to help. But again, I am not a doctor. As long as we both understand. Disclaimer, I am not a doctor. You can't hold me responsible. Okay. Bye, guys.